Hello everybody and welcome back to another weekly pick'em. I'm Buddy Strange, this is StrangeVoodooTV. How are you guys doing today? Hopefully pretty good. But anyway, let's get into the win of the loss of the week and the players of the week. Alright, first off, the win of the week is going to be the Broncos winning over the Steelers. Are you kidding me? I said last week that the Steelers always lose a game that they should win. I kind of thought it would be last week. I didn't call it last week and I did not call it this week. And it happened this week. The Broncos winning over the Steelers with a clutch interception by the big man Shelby Harris. Good job, Shelby, getting himself a pick in the red zone, in the end zone, sealing the game. Win of the week, Broncos. Loss of the week is going to be the Giants, and for one simple reason, you didn't use Saquon Barkley in the second half. I predicted Saquon Barkley would go off, and he did in the first half, and then they just neglected to use him in the second half. And if you ask me, I think that's why they lost. I think they would have won if they kept up the production that they were giving him in the first half. They didn't, and they lost to the Eagles, and I think that was the big reason why, and I'm just gonna have to give them the loss of the week just because the poor mismanagement of play calling and not using Saquon Barkley. So loss of the week, the Giants. Alright everybody, SVTV's Players of the Week, let's get into it. First off, Offensive Player of the Week is going to be Amari Cooper. He was the reason they won. He's the one that set off the game on Thursday, on Thanksgiving. He's the biggest reason why they won, in my opinion. Just the yards after catch, the ability to take the ball and run with it, and they were just feeding him all night. It proved to be a good decision as he racked up a lot of catches, a couple of TDs, just proving to be another of John Gruden's bad decisions and a long line of them. He's been really good with the Cowboys and definitely has improved their offense, and it showed on Thanksgiving. Amari Cooper, Offensive Player of the Week. Defensive Player of the Week is going to be J.J. Watt. Yes, he got himself a sack, a forced fumble, big turning point of that Texans-Titans game, and yeah, very deserving, knocking the ball out of Mariota's hands, and yeah, very deserving this week. Defensive Player of the Week, J.J. Watt. Special Teams Player of the Week is not going to be a kicker this week. It is, however, going to be Cyrus Jones, a return man for the Ravens, getting himself a touchdown. I always like to see special teams touchdowns. Punt returns, kick returns, block kicks, block punts, anything like that. I like to see it. They're exciting, and he got himself one, and I was so excited that I put him as Special Teams Player of the Week over Sebastian Janikowski, who would have also been a great pick. 100%ed both field goal and extra points, but no, Cyrus Jones this week getting it. Alright, Offensive Rookie of the Week is going to be Baker Mayfield. Yes, Baker Mayfield, not Nick Chubb, not Phillip Lindsay, not Saquon Barkley. It's going to be Baker Mayfield. 4 touchdowns, big win over the Bengals. 28-0 before half, and geez, Baker Mayfield played out of his mind. If you saw that game, you were in for a treat. Baker Mayfield, a special player, and you just witnessed one of the turning points of the Browns, in my opinion. They're new Browns, folks, whether they're coached by Greg Williams after this season or not. As long as they get a competent head coach in there, the Browns are going to be something to watch in the upcoming seasons. That being said, Offensive Player of the Week, Baker Mayfield. Defensive Player of the Week is going to be Derwin James, getting himself a pick, and a big one at that. He played out of his mind in that 45-10 win over the Cardinals. He racked up the tackles, got himself a pick. Yeah, definitely deserving this week. Defensive Player of the Week, Derwin James, getting his second of this season, his last one coming in week 3. Yeah, good job, Derwin, proving that you are not a first-round bust. Alright everybody, real quick, I went 73%, getting 11 out of 15 this past week. 73% is my new all-time best on the channel, the last being 69. Nice. Anyway, passing that up is 73%, and I'm very excited to say that. That's really good. I was hoping to get more. I was thinking I'd get more, but some of those games were crazy games that I did not expect happening. Steelers comes to mind right off the bat. That being said, let's get into these picks. Alright, now to Sunday, we've got the Ravens vs. Falcons. Here, I'm going to be calling the Falcons. I think Lamar Jackson experience hits the brakes just a little bit. I think that Falcons team can get the win here over the Ravens. I think the Ravens slip up a little bit on defense, let Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, and Tevin Coleman get the better of them this week. Falcons win 20 14. All right, the Broncos versus the Bengals. The Broncos coming off a surprising win, as we've already mentioned, and the Bengals just getting clobbered by the Browns, which is actually not weird to say right now, but it would have been weird a couple weeks ago. AJ Green is coming back, however, but Andy Dalton is not. Jeff Driscoll will get the start, and that's a big factor in why I think the Broncos will win this week. The Broncos have said that they are not going to underestimate Jeff Driscoll, and I think that they will be able to get a game plan for him that will be effective, and I don't think he can do much. Even with AJ Green coming back, I think he might be a little rusty, have a little rust on those wheels, and I think the Broncos win 27-13 over the Bengals. All right, the Rams versus Lions. And yeah, I don't think there'll be an upset this week in that regard. The Rams getting a much needed bye, especially after that Monday night game. Jeez. And the Lions have been just slipping up week after week. They have a couple good weeks in their belt, but overall they have not been outstanding this season, especially on offense, outside of Kerryon Johnson, who has had off games as well. Matthew Stafford has been all right, but not enough to win a bunch of games, and that's why I think the Rams will win 24-10. So it'll be close on the scoreboard, but in actuality, I don't think it'll be that close. Some garbage time points by the Lions in the fourth quarter is what I think will happen. Probably 24-3 by 3 minutes left to go, and the Lions come in with a touchdown late in the fourth to kind of even it up a little bit. All right, the Cardinals versus the Packers next. The Cardinals have been getting the best of the Packers in the last couple of matchups, but I think here the Cardinals are just trying to get to the end of the season. The Packers are still trying to grind for a playoff spot, which looks to be just inching closer and closer to not happening. But Aaron Rodgers is confident, and I think the Packers as a team are confident, more confident than the Cardinals, and I think the outcome will be what both teams want in the end. Packers winning 30-9 over the Cardinals. All right, the Browns versus the Texans. Both teams are looking really good right now. Offenses are clicking on all cylinders for both teams. Deshaun Watson, electrifying young gun. Baker Mayfield, very talented gunslinger in his own right. Nick Chubb going off. Lamar Miller going off in this past week. Both teams have competent wide receivers. I'd give the edge to the Texans in that front. The tight end situation, David Njoku, they're finally using him. And if you saw that play last week that David Njoku had, wow. And if you didn't,
Mayfield, Njoku tries to leap, and he does right into the grass, but they push him in. Touchdown!
He did what?
wow. Both teams have great defenses right now, anchored by really good talent. Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward on the Browns, and then on the Texans, J.J. Watt, Jadeveon Clowney, Whitney Merciless. They're living in the lap of luxury when it comes to defensive players, that's for sure. Tyrann Mathieu, just to name a few. But anyway, I think that will be the reason that the Texans squeak out a win. And I'm saying squeak out because I think it'll be a really good game. It might be one of the games of the year, actually, because both teams are closely matched and both teams are actually on an upswing right now. Both teams are playing really good ball, but I think the Texans squeak out a win 31-27 over the Browns. All right, next up we got the Colts versus the Jaguars. Cody Kessler is getting the start for the Jaguars, benching Blake Bortles. Oof. But yeah, as he said, he brought it on himself, and that is rightly so. Nathaniel Hackett is out, their offensive coordinator. Yeah, the Jaguars are a far cry from where they were in the AFC Championship game just a season ago. AFC Champion. We're talking 10 months ago. They were in the AFC Championship game, and now they're 3-8. Are you kidding me, Jaguars? But anyway, on the other side, we've got Andrew Luck, who's just lighting it up. They've got a plethora of tight ends that are just dominating right now. Mo Alley Cox, Eric Ebron, and backing them up, Jack Doyle. So just wow. And then on the outside, you have T.Y. Hilton, who's producing, and a backfield of Jordan Wilkins and Marlon Mack. They're doing well right now, and that is why I'm going to have to give them the win this week, 37-17. Take that, Jalen Ramsey. Bills versus Dolphins. The Bills coming off a win over the previously mentioned Jaguars. The Dolphins coming off a close loss to the Colts. So that's actually an interesting parallel. Divisional game, It'll be close. The Bills have Josh Allen back for the second week in a row. He played outstanding last week. After waiting a whole year to play Jalen Ramsey, Josh Allen was able to pull himself out of the dumpster and prove that he was not trash, but in fact, a good football player. And I say football player, not quarterback, because, geez, that man had 99 yards rushing. Are you kidding me, Josh Allen? I actually, I didn't think he was that mobile, but anyway, he got 99 yards rushing to complement his, I think, 160 yards passing, but anyway, he put up a couple touchdowns and they won the game. He did really well. The Dolphins, on the other hand, have Ryan Tannehill back for the second week in a row as well, but I don't think that'll help them here. I think Josh Allen and the Bills get the win here, 20-13, squeaking it out, but I think they get it. All right, next up, Bears versus Giants. The Giants coming off a game that they should have won, could have won, should have, could have, should have, would have, had they used Saquon Barkley more in the second half. I'm going to harp on that every time. You got to use Saquon Barkley to close out the game. You're only asking for a loss if you don't. But they are facing the Bears this week, and yeah, I don't think that's going to be a close one. I think the Bears win 30-16. That defense is going to stop them up. Both Saquon and Eli, I almost said Elon, and Odell Beckham Jr. I think the Bears can come away with a win there. And even without Trubisky and starting Chase Daniel, there should be no reason the Bears lose here. The Bears win 30-16. All right, the Panthers versus the Buccaneers. Buccaneers pulling out a win against the 49ers, which I did not anticipate at all, and it was in convincing fashion. But hey, they got it, good for them. On the other hand, the Panthers are coming in, and they've got Cam Newton, Christian McCaffrey, who are playing pretty good football. Cam Newton, actually, who is not going to win the MVP, not even in the race, is playing the best year of football that he has ever played in the NFL. Yes, that is including his MVP season. Passing the ball, he is doing very good, but as a team, they've been struggling. However, I think they get the win this week over the Buccaneers, 28-12. Yeah, I think they come in to Tampa themselves a win. All right, the Chiefs versus the Raiders, and yes, I am laughing. The Chiefs coming off a bye, the Raiders coming off a loss, and I think the Chiefs get them here, and I don't think it's close. If it's close, I will be surprised. If the Raiders win, I would have no words for that. I think the Chiefs coming off a much needed bye, just like the Rams, especially after that Monday night game. I think the Chiefs are rested. I think the Chiefs win 33-13. Like I said, not even close. All right, the Jets versus the Titans. The Jets coming off a loss to the Patriots. The Titans coming off a loss to the Texans. Both teams have been up and down the season. The Jets, I don't think, get Sam Darnold back this week. Maybe next week. They're still going to go with Josh McCown, who isn't a bad choice as a backup, but I don't think we'll get the win this week. Not because of him, but because the team around him. I think the Titans win 28-10 over the Jets. All right, the Vikings versus the Patriots, and this is going to be a really, really interesting one this week. I think the teams are very well matched against each other, even if the records don't show it. The Vikings defense is doing really well, and I think if Kirk Cousins can just keep what he's doing and they can try to pick up that running game just a little bit, I think they're a playoff team for sure in a wild card spot, because the Bears are definitely taking that division. I'm going to call, I guess you could call it an upset this week. Based on record anyway, it is definitely an upset, but as far as ability to win, I think it's very evenly matched. I think the teams are very evenly matched, so in that way I don't think it's an upset, at least not to me, but if you want to call it an upset, it's an upset. The Vikings win 31-24 over the Patriots. All right, the 49ers versus the Seahawks. The 49ers are not playing good ball. The Seahawks are playing good football down here in the later part of the year, and which is very, very crucial to if you want a playoff berth. And I think they better their chances of getting a playoff berth with a win against the 49ers, 27-10. The Seahawks come in and beat Richard Sherman and his new team. All right, the Chargers versus the Steelers. The Chargers coming off a convincing win in which Phillip Rivers, who was almost the offensive player of the week, completed his first 25 passes. So he completed almost as many passes as he has children. That is just That is a joke. He has a lot of kids. Anyway, Ben Roethlisberger throwing a pick to big man Shelby Harris to lose the game this past week. There's a stark contrast in the way these teams played last week. However, they are going to be playing in Pittsburgh, and yes, I do think that plays a big factor in this game. And yes, I do think the Steelers squeak out a win 26-21 over the Chargers, and one that comes down to the very end. And I'm going to call that with a minute left to go. It's 21-20. Chargers are winning. Roethlisberger storms down, fires one to JuJu Smith-Schuster about 18 yards out. This is totally out of my ass right now. 18 yards out, fires one to JuJu Smith-Schuster. They go for two to make it a 7-point game, but miss it and then stop Phillip Rivers and the Chargers on the following drive. And yes, that is my exact prediction. You can mark that one on the books. We'll see if it happens. All right, Monday Night Football. We've got the now struggling Redskins against the off and on Eagles. This is not a good Monday Night Football game. It would have been if they played it at the very beginning of the year, but right now it's not going to be a good game. However, score-wise, I am predicting, I guess, a pretty good game. 31-21. I think the Eagles win over the Redskins. I think the Eagles can get this one here. They nearly lost to the Giants. They should have lost to the Giants this past week, but I think the Redskins with Colt McCoy, no offense to Colt McCoy, it's just there's too many injuries that the Redskins are trying to struggle through, and I don't think that they can overcome that the rest of this season. All right, everybody, that is the picks this week. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Would very much appreciate that. But anyway, comment anything down below that you want me to know or want me to see, any of your opinions on my picks, what you think, what you agree on, more importantly, what you disagree on. I would love to know your thoughts and opinions on these picks and on this week of NFL football. That being said, follow me on Twitter at StrangeVoodooTV. Every now and again, I'll hit you with a couple tweets, but as always, I'm Buddy Strange. This is StrangeVoodooTV. Keep it strange, people. I'll see you in the next one, and peace out.